Our planet is full of breathtaking wonders, but some are so dangerous that even the bravest adventurers wouldn't think about visiting. Picture yourself facing venomous snakes on a remote island, standing on the edge of a fire pit that's been burning for decades, or entering an area where your very breath could be poisoned by radiation. Why did nature create such deadly landscapes, and what makes these places so dangerous? Join us as we explore the chilling stories behind 15 of the most dangerous places on Earth. Will you have the courage to step into areas where life and death hang in the balance? Number 15. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Located near Isoko on the outskirts of Mexico City, Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls, looks like a quirky and strange destination. But its dark backstory makes it one of the creepiest places on Earth. The story goes back to the mid-20th century when Julian Santana Barrera moved to the island. One day, he found the body of a young girl who had drowned near the shore. Though the details of her death are unclear, Julian believed her spirit haunted the island. Soon after, he started finding dolls washed up on the shores. Convinced the dolls could help protect the island and calm the girl's restless soul, Julian spent the rest of his life collecting and hanging them on trees. He didn't just pick up the dolls that washed ashore, he also sought them out, even trading food and crops with local boatmen for the dolls. Over time, the island became a strange sight, with hundreds of dolls in various states of decay, missing limbs and damaged faces. Many dolls were incomplete. Some had only heads, arms, or legs, but all were hung from trees or stuck into the ground, creating a chilling scene amidst the wild nature. Over the years, dust and weather made the dolls look even more terrifying, with their hollow eyes and distorted faces. Julian continued his work for 50 years, living in solitude on the island. Locals say he often talked to the dolls as though they were his friends, and many believed he was haunted by the girl's spirit. In 2001, Julian died in a strange manner. He was found drowned in the same place where he had discovered the girl's body all those years ago. This eerie coincidence only deepened the island's mystery. Today, Isla de las Muñecas has become a famous destination, attracting curious visitors, paranormal researchers, and even tourists who enjoy eerie tales. Boat tours take visitors through the Xochimilco canals, stopping at the island where tourists can marvel at the creepy dolls hanging everywhere. Number 14. Snake Island, Brazil. Isla Queimada Grande, or Snake Island, is located around 35 kilometers off the coast of São Paulo, Brazil, in the Atlantic Ocean. Although it's just 43 hectares in size, it's infamous for being home to one of the world's deadliest snakes, the golden lancehead pit viper, Bothrops insularis. This species of pit viper is incredibly dangerous, and the island is practically crawling with them. There can be as many as 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. That means no matter where you step, you're bound to encounter one of these lethal reptiles. The golden lancehead is a product of the island's isolation. After the island was separated from the mainland about 11,000 years ago due to rising sea levels, the snakes had no natural predators to keep their numbers in check. Over time, they evolved to have venom that's 3 to 5 times stronger than other Bothrop species. Their venom doesn't just cause severe internal bleeding, it can melt tissue, allowing them to immobilize and digest their prey more efficiently. With around 2,000 to 4,000 snakes living on the island depending on the year, their numbers fluctuate, but their unique habitat makes them vulnerable to extinction. Scientists warn that changes in climate and a reduction in bird populations could threaten their food supply. To protect both the snakes and humans, Brazil has placed strict restrictions on visiting the island. Only licensed scientists are allowed to conduct research on the island's ecosystem, the snake's venom, and its genetic makeup. These studies have shown that preserving the golden lancehead's habitat is crucial not only for the local ecosystem, but also for the potential development of medicines derived from the snake's venom, which could treat conditions like heart disease and blood clotting disorders. Number 13. Rami Island, the Crocodile Island of Myanmar. Rami Island is located off the coast of Rakhine State in Myanmar. It's a large island covering about 1,350 square kilometers, and is home to one of the most fearsome creatures on Earth, the saltwater crocodile, Crocodylus porosus. These massive reptiles can grow up to 7 meters long and weigh about a ton, and they dominate the island's ecosystems. In 1945, this island became a battleground between the Japanese army and the Allied forces. Japanese soldiers, surrounded by Allied forces, tried to escape across the island's swamps, which were known as the territory of the saltwater crocodiles. Over 1,000 men ventured into the swamp, hoping to escape. However, this decision led to a horrific tragedy. The swamps were not only infested with disease-carrying insects like malaria-infected mosquitoes and tsetse flies, but also home to a hungry group of saltwater crocodiles. In the darkness and chaos, the crocodiles launched a brutal attack, killing over 500 Japanese soldiers. This event was recorded in the Guinness World Records as the most deadly animal attack in history, serving as a testament to the power and danger of nature. The saltwater crocodile, often referred to as the king of reptiles, is an incredibly aggressive and intelligent predator. They are capable of stalking prey both in the water and on land. They have the strongest bite force in the animal kingdom and can crush anything in their jaws. These reptiles ambush their victims from the shadows, making them nearly impossible to detect until it's too late. Rami Island's swampy environment provides a perfect setting for these crocodiles with dense vegetation and plenty of prey. The island is home to a large and dangerously skilled population of saltwater crocodiles. Number 12. North Sentinel Island, Andaman Islands. North Sentinel Island, part of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India, is nestled in the turquoise waters of the Bay of Bengal. The island covers about 60 square kilometers, is covered in dense forest, and has no modern infrastructure. However, what makes North Sentinel Island truly unique is not its untouched beauty, but its inhabitants, the Sentinels, one of the most isolated and primitive tribes in the world. The Sentinels are believed to have lived on the island for over 60,000 years, making them one of the oldest surviving human populations. They are hunter-gatherers, relying on the island's natural resources for survival. There's no evidence that they practice agriculture or keep livestock. What makes the tribe particularly fascinating is their complete refusal to interact with the outside world. No one knows their language, culture, or even how many people live on the island. Estimates say the population is between 50 and 200. The Sentinels are known for their fierce protection of their isolation. They often react aggressively to anyone attempting to set foot on the island, even using bows and arrows or spears to drive away approaching boats or aircraft. In fact, in 2004, after a massive tsunami hit the Indian Ocean, authorities were concerned the tribe might need help. When a helicopter was sent to check on them, the Sentinels shot arrows at the aircraft to warn it off, showing they were perfectly fine and didn't want outside interference. To protect both the tribe and outsiders, the Indian government has imposed a strict 3 nautical mile exclusion zone around the island. This ban helps shield the Sentinels from diseases that could wipe them out, as they have no immunity to common illnesses like flu or measles. Even a simple cold could prove fatal to them, making their isolation vital for their survival. Number 11. Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Bikini Atoll, a small island in the Marshall Islands in the Pacific Ocean, became notorious as the site of U.S. nuclear testing after World War II. Between 1946 and 1958, 23 nuclear tests were conducted here, including Castle Bravo, one of the largest nuclear explosions ever in history. On March 1, 1954, Castle Bravo, a hydrogen bomb 1,000 times more powerful than the one dropped on Hiroshima, was detonated at Bikini Atoll. The explosion created a massive fireball and a deep crater in the ocean floor. The blast was much stronger than anticipated, releasing large amounts of radiation into the surrounding area. Radioactive dust spread hundreds of kilometers, affecting not just nearby islands, but also fishermen and residents of the Marshall Islands. As a result, hundreds of people from nearby islands were exposed to radiation, facing serious health issues like cancer, birth defects, and radiation-related illnesses. The U.S. relocated the residents of Bikini Atoll and surrounding islands, but the consequences of the tests still linger today. Although radiation levels at Bikini Atoll have decreased over the decades, the area remains unsafe for permanent habitation. Recent studies show that the land, water, and even foods like coconuts and fish in the region still contain dangerous radiation levels. The nuclear tests left permanent environmental scars and deeply impacted the local ecosystem. A study conducted in 2017 found that radiation levels in certain areas of Bikini Atoll were over 1,000 times higher than the international safety standards. While wildlife such as coconut crabs, fish, and marine life continue to thrive, many samples have shown traces of radiation, raising concerns about the local food chain. Despite its dark past, Bikini Atoll has become a popular destination for diving enthusiasts. The island is the final resting place of dozens of ships sunk during nuclear tests or World War II, including the USS Saratoga aircraft carrier, the USS Nagato cruiser formerly owned by Japan, and several other warships. Number 10. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. The Chernobyl disaster, which occurred on April 26, 1986, is considered one of the worst nuclear accidents in human history. At reactor number 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, an explosion and fire released massive amounts of radiation into the atmosphere, equivalent to 400 times the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The radioactive cloud spread across Eastern Europe, the Soviet Union, and even Northern Europe, affecting millions of people. As a result, more than 49,000 people in the nearby town of Pripyat, just 3 kilometers from the plant, were evacuated within 36 hours. Built in 1970, Pripyat was once a thriving town with over 50,000 residents, mostly workers from the plant and their families. The hasty evacuation left behind a ghost town, where amusement park rides stood frozen in time, school desks were still neatly arranged, and personal belongings were left behind in apartments. The Chernobyl exclusion zone now covers about 2,600 square kilometers, including forests, villages, and abandoned towns. In some areas near the plant, radiation levels remain dangerously high, capable of causing serious harm with prolonged exposure. However, in areas further from the plant, radiation levels have significantly decreased over the decades due to the natural decay of radioactive elements like cesium-137 and strontium-90. Interestingly, while humans were forced to leave, nature has surprisingly thrived. Forests that were once heavily contaminated have become wildlife refuges. Gray wolves, wild boar, elk, and even brown bears, once gone from the region, have returned and flourished thanks to the absence of human interference. Over 200 bird species, 50 mammal species, and numerous reptiles and amphibians have been recorded in the exclusion zone, demonstrating the remarkable adaptability of animals to extreme conditions. In 2011, the Ukrainian government opened parts of the exclusion zone to controlled tours. Visitors are equipped with radiation meters and guided by experts to ensure safety while exploring the abandoned town of Pripyat and sites near the plant. Popular attractions include the Ferris wheel in Pripyat's amusement park, the abandoned stadium, and the sarcophagus, a giant protective shell built in 1986 to encase reactor number 4. Today, Chernobyl stands as both a historical monument and a symbol of both destruction and recovery. It serves as a reminder of the painful lessons learned about nuclear safety and a testament to the power of nature's resilience without human interference. Number 9. Youngest Road, Bolivia. Youngest Road, known as the Death Road, is one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Located in Bolivia, this 69-kilometer road connects the capital city, La Paz, with the town of Coroico in the Yungas region. What makes the road so remarkable is not just its length but its extreme altitude. The highest point reaches 4,650 meters above sea level. This means that travelers experience sudden changes in air pressure and weather as they descend from the mountaintop to the lower regions. Youngest Road is treacherous, not only because of its steep terrain, but also due to its incredibly narrow structure. In many sections, the road is only about 3.2 meters wide, barely wide enough for a small bus or truck. On one side there's a sheer cliff, and on the other, a deep abyss of up to 600 meters. To make matters worse, there are no guardrails, and heavy rain often makes the road slippery, while dense fog severely limits visibility. Statistics show that before the opening of a safer alternative route in 2006, around 200 to 300 people died each year on this road. Many accidents occurred when drivers tried to avoid oncoming vehicles or when cars slipped off the edge. Some parts of the road have sharp U-turns, making it especially difficult to maneuver, particularly for larger vehicles. Despite the dangers, Youngest Road has become a popular destination for adventure seekers. In particular, cyclists from around the world visit to test their skills on what is known as a dangerous yet breathtakingly beautiful route. Along the way, they can take in the stunning views of the Andes, from mist-covered peaks to lush valleys stretching far below. The dramatic natural beauty of the region provides a stark contrast to the danger that lurks around every curve. Number 8. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Located in northern Ethiopia, the Danakil Depression is one of the harshest places on Earth, often referred to as the gateway to hell, with an average annual temperature around 34 degrees Celsius, which can soar up to 50 degrees Celsius in the summer. This area is one of the hottest places on the planet. Combined with low humidity and a barren landscape, the Danakil Depression presents a challenging environment not only for humans but also for living organisms. The Danakil Depression sits at the intersection of three tectonic plates, the African, Arabian, and Somali plates. The continuous movement of these plates creates not only fault lines but also contributes to the formation of the region's unique geographical features. Situated about 25 meters below sea level, Danakil is covered by volcanic craters, acid lakes, hot springs, and salt flats. One of its most notable features is Erta Ale, a continuously active volcano with a lava lake, one of the rarest geological phenomena in the world. This molten lava lake attracts both scientists and visitors, offering a rare glimpse into the Earth's raw power. Another stunning feature of Danakil is the Dalol Lake, a colorful land filled with yellow, neon green, orange, and white terrains. These colors result from the minerals dissolved in the water, such as sulfur, iron, and potassium, pushed up from the Earth's depths through geothermal fissures. However, the water here is highly acidic, and the presence of toxic gases like chlorine and sulfur creates a dangerous environment. Despite these harsh conditions, the Danakil Depression is home to the Afar people, an indigenous community that has adapted to the arid landscape over centuries. They survive by mining salt from the dry salt lakes, cutting it into blocks and transporting it by camel. This arduous work, often lasting the entire day under the scorching sun, has become an integral part of their culture and livelihood. Number 7. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Lake Natron, located in northern Tanzania near the Kenyan border, is one of the most unique natural wonders in the world, combining surreal beauty with an environment so harsh that survival is nearly impossible. Measuring approximately 56 kilometers in length and 22 kilometers in width, the lake's average depth is only a few meters. However, its most striking feature is its brilliant red-orange color and its ability to petrify unfortunate creatures that come into contact with its waters. The vibrant red-orange color of Lake Natron is the result of salt-loving microorganisms, halophiles, and green algae, spirulina, thriving in the high alkaline waters. As temperatures rise, these bacteria and algae produce carotenoid pigments, creating the distinctive red hue that sometimes shifts to orange or pink, depending on the light and the season. Lake Natron is one of the few highly alkaline saltwater lakes in the world, with a pH level near 10.5, which is comparable to ammonia solution, enough to burn the skin or eyes of most animals with prolonged exposure. One of the most unique features of Lake Natron is its ability to petrify dead animals that come into contact with its waters. This happens due to the high sodium carbonate content of the water, a mineral once used by ancient Egyptians for mummification. When an animal dies and sinks into the lake, the minerals quickly cover its body, creating a hard shell that preserves its form almost perfectly for an extended period. Many photos of petrified animals, ranging from small birds to bats, have become symbols of the lake, adding to its mystique. Lake Natron is not only famous for its unique landscape but also for being an extreme environment. Temperatures at the lake can reach up to 60 degrees Celsius in the summer, combined with its high salinity, making it one of the harshest places on Earth. Despite these conditions, adventurous tourists and photographers are drawn to the lake's surreal beauty. The shifting colors of the water, the striking white salt islands, and the massive flocks of flamingos create a scene unlike anything found elsewhere in the world. Number 6. Lake Karachay, Russia. Lake Karachay, located in the Chelyabinsk region of Russia, is one of the most radioactive places on Earth. Once used as a dumping ground for radioactive waste from the Mayak nuclear facility, Lake Karachay has become a symbol of the devastating consequences of mishandling nuclear energy. The Mayak nuclear plant, established in the late 1940s as part of the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons program, was one of the country's first nuclear facilities. Located in a remote area to maintain secrecy, the plant's radioactive waste was discharged directly into the Teka River and Lake Karachay for decades witho't treatment. This turned Lake Karachay into a nuclear waste dump, where massive amounts of radioactive isotopes, such as cesium-137 and strontium-90, accumulated. Studies have shown that standing near Lake Karachay for just 1 hour could expose a person to 600 rads of radiation, a dose lethal to humans. During the 1950s and 1960s, the lake contained millions of curies of radioactive waste, making it one of the deadliest places on Earth. In 1967, a severe drought caused the water levels in the lake to drop, exposing the radioactive sludge at the bottom. Winds blew radioactive dust into the air, spreading it to the surrounding areas. This event resulted in thousands of cases of cancer and other health issues among the local population. This disaster is considered one of the worst environmental catastrophes in the Soviet Union's nuclear history, second only to the Chernobyl disaster. Number 5. Death Valley, California, USA. Death Valley, located in California, USA, is one of the most iconic places on Earth due to its extreme climate and unique landscape. It holds the record for the highest temperature ever recorded on the planet, 56.7 degrees Celsius at Furnace Creek on July 10, 1913. With such extreme conditions, Death Valley is not just a challenge for life but also a fascinating destination, attracting over 1 million visitors each year from around the world. Stretching more than 225 kilometers long and averaging 8 to 24 kilometers in width, Death Valley is a desert basin situated deep in the Mojave Desert. Its bowl-like terrain is the primary reason for the extreme heat. The valley is surrounded by high mountain ranges, which trap the hot air inside, creating a furnace effect where heat accumulates and results in record temperatures. Additionally, Death Valley is the lowest point in North America, with its lowest point at Badwater Basin located 86 meters below sea level. This increases the atmospheric pressure on the region, exacerbating the heat. Summers in Death Valley often see average temperatures above 47 degrees Celsius, and the ground temperature can soar to 93 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cook an egg. Death Valley is not only a furnace but also home to some striking natural features. Badwater Basin, with its vast salt flats, creates a surreal landscape that looks like something from another planet. It is a popular destination for explorers and photographers looking to capture its otherworldly beauty. Number 4. Darvaza Gas Crater, Turkmenistan. The Darvaza Gas Crater, also known by its haunting nickname, the Door to Hell, is located in the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan. It is one of the most bizarre and mysterious places on Earth. This fire pit is not only a unique natural phenomenon but also a symbol of the unforeseen environmental impacts caused by human activities. The Darvaza gas crater was formed in 1971, when Soviet scientists were conducting a geological survey in the Karakum Desert to explore natural gas reserves, a rich resource of Turkmenistan. During their drilling, they accidentally tapped into a large pocket of natural gas beneath the surface, causing the ground above to collapse and creating a massive hole about 70 meters in diameter and 20 meters deep. After the incident, toxic methane gas began leaking from the crater, posing a danger to the environment and nearby communities. To prevent the toxic gas from spreading, the scientists decided to set the crater on fire, hoping the flames would burn off the methane within a few days. However, the fire did not extinguish as expected and has continued to blaze for over 50 years, transforming the Darvaza crater into an eternal flame in the desert. The Darvaza crater is enormous, with a 70-meter wide mouth and a 20-meter depth, roughly the height of a 6-story building. During the day, the crater emits light smoke, but at night it becomes a breathtaking spectacle, with flames burning brightly and lighting up a vast area of the desert. The flames not only create a magical scene but also release an immense amount of heat, which can be felt from several dozen meters away. Number 3. Oymyakon, Russia. Oymyakon, a small village in Siberia, Russia, is known as the coldest inhabited place on Earth, with the lowest recorded temperature of -67.7 degrees Celsius in 1933. This place is not only a challenge for human survival, but also a clear testament to humanity's extraordinary ability to endure the harshest conditions. Oymyakon is located in the northeastern part of Russia, in the Yakutia region, about 880 kilometers from the city of Yakutsk. Its inland location, surrounded by mountain ranges, subjects it to the extreme cold of the continental climate. During the winter, the average temperature ranges from -50 degrees to -60 degrees Celsius, and the ground remains frozen year-round. On the coldest days, saliva can freeze as soon as it leaves your mouth, and water can turn into ice when thrown into the air. Despite the extreme cold, Oymyakon experiences a brief summer when temperatures can rise to 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, creating a sharp contrast between the two seasons. These extreme climatic fluctuations make it one of the harshest places on Earth. Living in Oymyakon requires a high level of adaptation to the environment. Most homes are built with good insulation materials, and continuous heating systems are used to keep them warm. Water cannot be supplied through regular pipes due to the freezing temperatures, so residents rely on ice wells where groundwater is extracted directly from beneath the permanently frozen earth. One of the biggest challenges here is maintaining transportation. Cars must be kept running throughout the day to avoid freezing completely. If the engine is turned off, the oil and components can freeze, making the car impossible to restart. Daily life is shaped by the harsh environment. The residents mostly rely on reindeer herding for food, clothing, and essential items. Ice fishing is also an important activity, as rivers and lakes can freeze to a depth of 2 meters. The main food sources are reindeer meat, frozen fish, and dairy products, as agriculture is almost impossible in these conditions. Number 2. Nika Crystal Cave, Mexico. The Nika Crystal Cave, located deep within a mountain in Chihuahua, Mexico, is one of the most unique and stunning natural wonders in the world. Discovered in 2000, this cave is not only famous for its surreal beauty, but also one of the most challenging places for explorers and scientists. The Nika Crystal Cave is nicknamed the Crystal Cathedral because of its enormous selenite crystals inside. These crystals can grow up to 12 meters long and weigh around 55 tons, making them the largest selenite crystals ever discovered on Earth. They were formed over hundreds of thousands of years due to the unique geological conditions. Mineral-rich groundwater combined with a stable temperature of 50 to 58 degrees Celsius and high pressure from the magma chamber below created these enormous translucent crystals. The landscape inside the cave feels like stepping into a surreal world. The shimmering crystals reflect light like giant diamonds, creating a mysterious and enchanting atmosphere. However, the environment inside the cave is so harsh that it is impossible to stay there for long. The Nika Crystal Cave lies directly above an active magma chamber, causing the temperature inside to remain around 50 degrees Celsius with nearly 100% humidity. These conditions create a dangerous environment, making exploration and research difficult. With the high humidity, the human body cannot cool itself through sweating, leading to the risk of heat stroke and rapid dehydration. To ensure safety, researchers and explorers must wear special suits equipped with cooling systems. These suits help maintain body temperature and protect against the harsh environmental effects. However, even with the support of technology, the time spent inside the cave is limited to only about 20 to 30 minutes per visit. Number 1. Death Valley, United States. Death Valley, located in California, United States, is known as the harshest place on Earth, not only for its record temperatures but also for its remarkable biodiversity. With the highest recorded temperature of 56.7 degrees Celsius at Furnace Creek in 1913, this place is a severe challenge for both humans and wildlife. Although it is known as the planet's furnace, Death Valley is home to a surprisingly diverse ecosystem. Animals such as the meerkat Mojave rattlesnakes, desert foxes and bobcats have developed unique survival skills to adapt to the harsh conditions. Some species, like the pupfish, live only in small springs in the area and are considered ancient creatures, offering a rare glimpse into evolutionary history. Plants have also adapted impressively, such as the creosote bush and the tuberosa, which withstand high temperatures and scarce rainfall. In spring, if there is enough rain, Death Valley transforms into a colorful carpet of wildflowers, creating a spectacular and vibrant sight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next fascinating journey. Is there a location you would like us to explore in our next video? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. Your idea might just be featured in our next adventure. For now, goodbye, and see you in the next exciting discovery.